Right, that should be working, I hope. Yeah, apologies for the lighting situation. I'll explain why in a minute, but the lighting is a bit dodgy this evening. But we have a stream, completely impromptu stream. I just kind of wanted to do one because, well, it's been one of those weeks, and we've also got some awesome stuff that has literally just been announced like an hour ago, and I wanted to sort of talk about that as well because it's all dead damn cool. So, hello everybody, welcome to Tactica Imperialis and to another live stream. I'm hoping everything's working and that we've got a decent sound. Well, that's the hope anyway. What's up? Not a lot. Well, not a lot hobby-wise. Some good stuff hobby-wise, some not so good stuff personal-wise. Some people might already know that, but yeah. And it's shouting at me. Why are you shouting at me? Not receiving enough video, apparently. So apparently it's super laggy. How do I fix that? Because I'm not dropping frames. I don't know. No, it's not that button. I'm not sure. This is annoying. Could I just have a stream where it actually works without issues? Can it be is it the resolution? Is it the output? The bitrate? I honestly don't know. So the bitrate, let's double the bitrate, see if that helps. Yeah, as I say, basically my light, my main light, which is just up there, is broken. I'm not going to turn it on, so you can see because it's very, very annoying. And basically, one of the bulbs is flickering like crazy to the point that I basically cannot have it on. So I've just turned it off, I've reported it to reception, and they're going to come and fix it tomorrow, hopefully. Oh god, it's absolutely terrible, isn't it? It's not going to be, the output's no good, is it? I don't know. The FPS is really low. Is it the FPS? Oh, I'm getting very, very bad FPS. How do you make something get higher? I don't know if I'm going to be painting. I honestly don't. I probably will, but I might not. Depends on how long I want to go for. It's a little bit later than I usually stream and stuff. How do I get the frame rate up? Because it's not even 30. I admit I haven't really set up to stream. I've just sort of done it on a whim. But, well, here we are. That's what I want to talk about. This message right here. This one. The new Shadow Queen model. Oh my god. Right, this seems like as good a time as any. Let's jump over to the screen cap that I have set up, which should be working. Oh, hang on, need to quickly bounce over there. Yep, is that done? And let's go. Yeah, this is what I want to talk about. This right here, the Shadow Queen. Oh, right. I'll go through the article because it pretty much only came out like an hour ago. Let me just go up there. The Witch Elves are very, well, sexy in some ways, yes. Anyway, the Shadow Queen. So, Morathi is one of the most tenacious of the survivors of the world that was, save not by the patronage of a god or ascension to godhood itself. So she's not a deity like Malerion or like Tyrion. No, no, no. By sheer determination crawling from the belly of Slaanesh and founding a new cult of Khaine. So, Slaanesh consumed Morathi, but she refused to die. So she's still a wizard, master of shadow by the looks of it, and this is Morathi. We've seen this model before actually. This is the human model for Morathi, I suppose is a word for it. This is the human form. So she's got wings already, she's got this really awesome helm. And she's got a spear, which apparently some say looks a lot like Heartrender. which is her old weapon, and that is Morathi. However, that's not, as they say there. There's more to Morathi than meets the eye, because I thought that this wasn't Morathi. I thought this was just a Daughters of Khaine general, sort of like a new version of the Death Hag or something like that. However, it is Morathi. However, the big thing that we also saw, well, yeah, this is Morathi. The video just got a lot smoother. Oh, I'm glad. The bitrate thing might have actually helped. Oh my goodness, this model is gorgeous. Just, what must I say? What if Demon Prime at Fulgrim was gone to the similar fashion to the Shadow Queen? A lot of people, I know Remlays has said that there's a potential of her being converted into a Demon Prime at Fulgrim, and to be honest, I can see that happening very, 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 very fast. Now, let me just try and open up the image preview. I'll just see what it looks like. Ooh, okay. So I need to move the screen cap a bit to the left. That's too much. That is Morathi. Oh, by Sigmar, what? What? We saw the pillar that the tail is wrapped around in the initial Daughters of Khaine trailer preview. I'm just going to pull this too, by the way. Pull that too. And we saw this model, just the tail and the bit of the wing, and that was it. And some people were saying this was going to be some big badass monster, and some people were saying this was Morathi. I thought it was Morathi. Turns out, it is Morathi. And oh wow, oh yes. This model is gorgeous. Absolutely fan-bloody-tastic gorgeous. What more can I say? What more can I say, people? Just wow. It might be the same body, but she reminds me of Fulgrim. Well, to be fair, a lot of people are talking about converting her into Fulgrim, or some people, as says up in the chat, about converting or making Fulgrim in a similar style to her. So it would be interesting to see what Demon Fulgrim looks like relative to Morathi. And also for Magnus, if we're going to do this correct, if we're going to talk about Primarchs, and for the greater good, if we're talking about factions. I'm just going to quickly slide my screen. I know it's highly unprofessional. But you might be thinking, well, why do we have two Morathis? Well, they're in the same kit. This is useful. So GW really outdid themselves on this model, in my opinion. Looks very smooth. It looks gorgeous. It looks utterly gorgeous. Well, I'm blowing my paycheck on that thing. I feel you. I feel you, sir. So the way it's going to work is Morathi will start the game in this form. She's going to look like this. However, at any point during the game, you can choose to transform her into this. They've essentially put Ascension to a Demon on a whim in the game. It's like Orican the Diviner, but kind of on crack. But it's not completely up to you, because there's a chance that doing damage to her will make her transform, and thus even more chicanery can ensue, because you might want to transform her early, so as, well, you might want to try and kill her early, but that accidentally transforms her, or whatever. It is really, genuinely fascinating. What the heck? Right, I see. Okay, bye. Yeah, just wow. I'll be curious to see how many other heroes we get now for the Daughters of Khaine, because the Death Hag will still carry over. But before, other than that, I'm not sure what's going to apply. I really shouldn't look that way where my lamp is. It is a cool sounding ability, and it'll have a lot of tactics to it, because your opponent might want to try and snipe Morathi, but that makes her go Super Saiyan, or Super Snake in this case. Or you might want to keep her hidden until the very last minute using her magical abilities, because as a queen, she's quite a powerful wizard. But then it seems like she becomes a combat monster. How do they describe it? So she shifts from a mage and tactician into a combatant. So your opponent might want to try and knock out her magic to turn her into a combat monster really, really quickly, so as you lose a lot of your magic and skill. Whereas you might want to keep her tactics until the very last second, and then bang, I'm going super monster now and I'm going to murder your face. So much fun and so much skill. This is such skill if handled correctly. I mean, I'll have to see how it's actually written in the game and how it's handled by the meta, but such a cool sounding ability. You are correct, that person in the chat. Her war scroll is going to be free, so we'll get a look at that actually before she comes out, or before the book comes out. That's the artwork, by the way. Imagine if you were getting wrecked in combat, then bam, shift her into Demoness form. Exactly. Exactly. There are so many different ways you can make Morathi work. It's lovely. It's lovely. Now I'm in a bit of a pickle. I really want this bottle, but I also want an Imperial Knight and a Dark Angel. So, oh, the joys of being a hobbyist. The joys of being a hobbyist, eh? So, the Battle Tome will be a guide to the Shadowy Sisterhood, find the history of the elves in the mortal realms. Yes, please. I've been asking for that lore for months, if not years. Excuse me. Following the capture of Slaanesh, the story of Morathi's escape, her rise to power in the realm of shadow. So, what's the power dynamic between her and Malerion? Are they working together? Or are they separate because she hates Slaanesh but Malerion's got Slaanesh, so she can't be trusted around Slaanesh, so she has to be kept separate from Malerion? Oh, intrigue, intrigue, intrigue. Is Hellebrand dead? I believe so. We'll have to find out what they do with Hellebrand's model, but I believe that canonically Hellebrand is dead. An in-depth look at how the cult operates, hunting across the realms in search of blood to feed their god, and Morathi. So Morathi, they do actually drink blood. That's, yeah. Hi, what did you miss? Let me show you what you missed, sir. What you missed is that. What you missed is that. That. Alright? That's it. I'm just doing a little bit of a discussion of the Daughters of Khaine preview that got put out like an hour ago or less. And also, yeah, they're coming in the same kit. That's good. Now let me just go back down. That's the artwork for the book. It's a different sort of artwork. It's a witch elf. Behind the witch elf, I'm not 100%. Obviously, you've got some sort of, hang on. You've got a Medusa warrior over here. You've got something like the Khaine statue over here. Down here, you've got more witch elves. Okay. Sorry. I realise that won't have been perfectly on the screen for you. I apologise. A richly realised set of rules decided to bring the Daughters of Khaine to life tactically, offering new rules to build the army under the auspices of particular strongholds of the cults, which is very interesting. So, looks like they're going to have different forts. They're not going to be operating out of one place. New units like the Melusai. Oh, come on. I know you can't call them Medusas, but the Melusai? The Melusai? And the Kinnerai? Kinnerai? I'm going with Kinnerai. Have I seen the new Alpha Legion book? Which one? Which one? You mean Sons of the Hydra? Because if that's the case, then no. Allegiance abilities, spell laws, much more besides. Old standbys at the Witch I'll subtly tweet, while some mention that the Cauldron of Blood and Bloodrack Shrine have been reinvented to properly reflect the mysterious and shadowy powers of their patron. Lovely. You can even feel the Khainite statue as a separate unit representing an iron avatar of Khaine. Yes. Yes. Because, think about it. Bloodrack Shrine. You make that, what do you do with the Khainite statue of the Cauldron of Blood? What do you do with it? What the hell do you do with it? Well, now, you can put it on a base and use it as an actual cocking unit. You don't have to give it to that Eldari friend to use as an avatar of Khaine. You can make it an avatar of Khaine, and that's even better. Oh yeah. And it's made of iron. Wonder if that has any significance. Whether you're a seasoned player or you're new to the mortal realms and the master of the battlefield with low cunning and holy fervour, you'll find this battle tome highly rewarding to use. Here's some artwork fighting demonettes, which is very, very fitting. Also accessories, diddly diddly dee. Bear the shadowy rune of her order. That's either going to be this symbol or in red and white, or this symbol in blue and blue for the 1 of the 6. And all scroll cards referencing rules and units mid-game simple. Yeah, that's usual. And all this goes on pre-order next week. And all the previews are going to be out next week as well as seeing where Slaanesh fits into all of this. Oh yes. Oh yes. Daughters of Khaine, mother trucker. Oh yes. I said this in my tweet after I saw the preview of the model, after I saw the model. If you had an excuse to not buy Daughters of Khaine, that excuse, well, it just ran out. It just ran out. Speaking of AOS, did you hear about Gotrek getting booked? Yes, I did. I heard about that. So we'll have to see whether Gotrek and Felix get to be reunited to go and kick some ass in the Mortal Realms, or whether Gotrek is going to be moaning about the loss of Felix as he goes and kills literally everything, because that's just what he does. We'll have to find out. I'm very intrigued. It's called Realm Slayer, if I remember correctly. It's called Realm Slayer. Ah, the stream got healthier again. That's good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, we've got nearly 20 people here. Hi, welcome to the stream. I hope you've been enjoying the little preview of the Daughters of Khaine up to this point. Over to you. This is the time for us to have a discussion, talk about it, talk about anything else. Do I want to do some painting? Sod, it's been one of those weeks. I might as well do some painting. Which one's going to be my prime? Who's the prime here? I think it's you, or is it you? I can't remember who my prime's supposed to be. Did you see the teaser to the Alpha Race model? Yes, we discussed it on Adeptus Podcast, which is going out on Wednesday. It's probably Alpha Race, but it might not be because Forge World likes screwing with us. Gotrek and a Stormcast Felix. Yeah, I like that idea. Having that Felix is now no longer actually able to die, so he can always make sure he logs Gotrek's ending correctly, which is an interesting way of doing it. I don't know, we'll see what they do. I can't remember who was going to be my prime in this unit, so I'm just going to paint someone who I know isn't. There. Blue, black. Oh, this lighting is not good. There's a new Heresy book called Wolfsbane. Yes, there is. That one, we're not quite sure how that's going to fit into the established continuity, considering it involves Russ fighting Horus, but intriguing nonetheless. The model I am painting here, because you probably can't see because it's so damn dark, is a Stormcast Eternals Vanguard Hunter. Well, most of all. So Vanguard Hunter, these are Hunters number 26. This is Hunter number 26. And it's these guys have been sat on paint just on my desk like all week, so I'm glad to get a little bit of time to actually get at them now. Stormcast memories degenerate eventually. Not always, and not always quickly. I think after the third reforging is when things can start going wrong. So if Felix is a relatively unbloodied Stormcast, or he's not died a lot, his memories would still be intact. And to be fair, most of them would still be intact anyways. Things can start to go bad, but not immediately. So it's possible, perhaps, that he is starting to degenerate, but then on encountering Gotrek, he remembers. They could do it that way. They could do it that way. I don't know quite if that would be a good plot, and the book's already written, so I can't really influence what the plot actually is, but it's an option. Two thin coats. Yeah, Duncan probably really wouldn't like watching me stream because of the way I paint. Interested to see what happens between Lehman and Horus in Wolfsbane. Lehman's bound to get rep, but I'm interested in their dialogue. Yeah, it'll be, like I say, just fitting it in is going to be interesting, because obviously this fight has never happened before. And Russ was always said to be the best fighter of the Primarchs. I mean, he's not allowed to win because, well, he's not allowed to win to the point that he could have killed Horus, because that is a bloody anticlimax and makes Sanguinius look weak. But it will be interesting to see how that battle goes, as to whether they fight each other to a standstill, perhaps, because Russ is the only one close enough to go toe to toe. I don't know. We'll have to see. What is a Stormcast? A Stormcast is, well, a Stormcast Eternal is essentially, or was, a warrior in a sort of, as a mortal within the mortal realms. They were just some random man or woman, or potentially other species, I'm not sure, just living life in the realms. However, when the Age of Chaos happened and everything went to hell, Sigmar closed off the realm of Azir and basically left the other 7 realms to fend for themselves. Eventually, after much fighting and betrayal, because Nagash and Gork and Morka are dicks, Sigmar closed off Azir. But in order to create his new army to go and fight Chaos, he seized up, as they died, the heroes of the mortal realms, as they died, so maybe the finest warriors or tacticians of the realms. He would seize them up and reforge them in living lightning, within armour forged of Sigmarite, which is this material that he can create in Azir from, I believe it's made from the stone of the world that was, the old Warhammer Fantasy world. Also known as Malice, I believe. And these warriors, this new army, is the Stormcast Eternals. They are pseudo-immortal in that they can be reforged whenever they die back in Azir. Although it doesn't actually function 100% perfectly, because of course it doesn't. And they are sort of Sigmar's armies that have been going out and attempting to reconquer the mortal realms with the aid of the other races. They've established a lot of outposts known as like the Three Cities, the Great Cities. They have their outposts as well, called the Storm Keeps and the like. And that's the long of it. Oh, what? I don't know what that is. Sorry, straight over my head. To be fair, we should probably get more Skaven. Skaven Stormcast is unlikely, considering they work for the Great Horn Rat, who is a Chaos God. But, yeah. Yeah, I hope that helped with explaining what the Stormcast Eternals are. I don't agree with the whole Space Marine thing. Not so much. Not anymore. Yes, there are things that you could say where they are like the Space Marines in that they are beyond normal mortals. They are encased in very powerful armor with very powerful weapons, and they are direct servants of the god of the good guys. But they've got way more humanity to them and character to them. They have flaws, they have weaknesses, and admittedly, whilst malign portents, the stories for them, whilst amazing, have been making them a bit more grimdark in terms of the way they act and the way they think, such as basically purging an entire city because the traces of Nurgle's corruption had got into it, or whatever. There are things about them that are like the Space Marines. It is way too simple to just classify them as ground Marines. That is just memeing. Is Gilliman changing the codex because Judo is having problems making people believe 1,000 Space Marines can withstand protracted? I believe he is. I believe he is working on a modified codex to start 8. Yes. Do I use the Games Workshop base sets? I have done. I don't use them for my Stormcast, but I have used them. So my Tau, a lot of my Tau battle suits use the basing sets. As in the stuff you put on the base. It's not the actual like hero base kit where you have like pre-sculpted bases, but the bits where you can put bits on your base. I've got them for 40k for my Tau. This is the part where I wish that music didn't cause the stream to crash. Any good? Recommend? Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, I would suggest either you start by building... Oh, well, it depends. Like, you can either build your model and then apply the basing bits around it, or you can try and build the base and then build the model around it, or put the model on the terrain. If you want to put the models on the terrain, you have to plan it out. You don't have to do that though, and I managed with a lot of my Tau who had already pre-built and then based later to make it work by just placing terrain around their feet rather than under their feet. What kind of model would you like to see for the High Elves? Honestly, like the Swifthawk Agents sound like a really fun faction because they've got the Shadow Warriors, the Illyrian Reavers. Actually, they're not the Shadow Warriors. Sorry, they have the Illyrian Reavers. They have Seaguard. They have the Skyrunner Chariot. They could be quite interesting. It's sort of like a fast-moving airborne faction. That would be intriguing to see. The dragons, obviously, what they're going to do with the dragons. and other things of that order would be very nice to see. Glad you enjoyed the homunculus video. I'm very glad to hear that. Okay. Yeah, go for it on your Custodes, go for it. I don't know if they'd be perfect, but go for it. The Iron Warriors turns 11 spam chaos spike. The Iron Warriors are very good defenders of a siege, yes. I wouldn't go that far, but I suppose. That's one way of saying it. There will be more demon engines than actual Astartes. How long have we been going for now? Half an hour, fair enough. Might not go that much longer, I might just go for like another 30 minutes. Just have a short stream. I got to do a little Daughters of Khaine preview and stuff, and I think that's probably worthwhile. Beyond that, we'll see. Because I can't really paint in this light. Like, I'm trying, but I am really struggling to paint in this light. I'm gonna try and stream later in the week, so like during next week, like Tuesday, I think. I want to stream. Turtle up is a phrase for sort of like. It's a metaphor for something of that order, yes. Basically just hide behind massive amounts of bunkers and armor and stuff and do it that way. But yeah, I might stream Tuesday once I've got this bloody light fixed. Because I haven't got a video for Tuesday. I've got a battle report tomorrow, but I haven't got a video for Tuesday because of reasons. Reasons involving the fact that I couldn't record the battle report live. I had to commentate it afterwards. But you'll see that tomorrow, and I explained it. I explained it in the video at the time. Oh my goodness! Why am I yawning? It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday. Why am I yawning? For God's sake. Have you ever played Dark Souls? No. I have never played Dark Souls because I'm not very good at video games. I've never ever played I've never ever been good at video games. I very much suck at them. But, yeah. Next week, yeah, it's AOS. The battle report is, as I said, it's tomorrow. It is Age of Sigmar, and it's 2,000 points with malign portents rules. Yes, we actually got to try out the malign portents rules a little bit. We weren't using the Harbingers, but we did get to try out the prophecy points, the rules for Shaiish, and all of that fun stuff. So I hope you enjoy it tomorrow. It's rather long because when I do commentary, I talk for a very, very long time. But it'll be a different way of doing it, and let me know what you think of the idea and the format in the comments for the video, because I'd be very, very happy about that. Very grateful for you to give feedback, because your feedback helps drive the future of the content, because if I do something people like, then I'm more likely to do it again if I can. Yeah, it won't be a 40k battle report, I can assure you, because I don't have my 40k with me. My 40k's back home. Oh, my neck. The rules look fun in the book. Yeah, they are quite fun, to be fair. There is some interesting stuff. How are the Terran defences? Very, 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 very good. And for 40k, what? 40k? Oh, God knows. I mean, I'm not back in England until like late June, early July. So don't expect any 40k until the mid-summer, probably July, August. Will be the next time we get a 40k battle report. Plus with the Tau credits coming out, I want to get that and have a look through that and sort of work that out. Have I played 30k? Yeah, I've played it like twice. I did one battle report and I played a couple of other games. It's alright. I need to play more of it really. I'm on a bigger scale on like 500 points. Great Crusade Battles lore. The thing is, I don't like to do battles in lore videos. You might have noticed I've never ever done them. If you want to see the battles of the Great Crusade, go to about the 10-minute mark in every single Legions video, or between the 7 to 10-minute mark, I start talking about the Legion. Really, just look at the first half of my Legions lore videos. That goes through the battles that the Legions fought before and after finding their Primarch, before the Horus Heresy. So yeah, that's a place you can look. I'm not going to go into full long-winded discussions of individual battles, not even Ulanor and Istvan. How did the Grey Knights defeat Angron? One of their recruits was so powerful he was able to psychically catch and shatter the Black Blade. So, plot device. Ay. It's, yeah. So annoying not having this light. It's so annoying. Went out on me, like, after we were finished recording it at this podcasters. I was just like, oh, God damn it. Honestly, no, I haven't. Like, obviously, Cypher is the logical one. Secret Agent, Pistols, Mysterious. It's Cypher is the logical answer. I mean, you could go Slimearbo, but yeah, Slimearbo, Cypher, something like that, probably. Anywhere where one can read a little lore behind your Tau avatar. Yes, I did that video. It's in the 4K Stories playlist and it's called The Storyteller. So go with that. It's in the 4K Stories playlist under the name The Storyteller. The Alpha Legion are, at this point, traitors, with maybe a few exceptions. At the time of the heresy, maybe. As for today, they are pretty much all traitors, I think. There might be the odd one, but pretty much. Aye. Could probably just do some basing. That would be a... No, basing would be even more annoying because I had to do it like that does require 2 codes and stuff. Okay. Amazing what there is when you can't paint. What can you do on a stream when you can't paint and you've done all the news? Because it's a really quiet week of news. There's not been a lot of news at all, really. Legion still contains many loyalists. The Legion's practically shattered. Like, they all sort of do their own thing. Asper Sons of the Hydra, right. Right. I mean, I'm having a loyalist contingent, or a few members who are loyal, yes, fine. But the majority, they have to be a traitor at this point. The thing with the codices is they can sort of be told from the perspective of that faction. So, of course, the Chaos Space Marines will consider the Alpha Legion as traitors, even if the Alpha Legion themselves are a bit more Umiari on the fancy. So, there's ways and means of seeing it both ways. What's your favourite Titan? On aesthetics, probably the Reaver? Probably the Reaver, because that's the one I'm most familiar with. Because like Knights are cool, but they're sort of not, they are and aren't Titans. Warhounds, alright. Warlords, alright, yeah, they're pretty damn cool. And the Psi Titans are very, very intriguing. I don't know, aesthetically, maybe it is the Warlords. Yeah, I think it's the Warlord over the Reaver. My apologies. Yeah, probably the Warlord. Outside of the Imperium, like the only Titans, Orc Stompers / Gargants, and the Eldari Titans, because the Tau don't have anything Titan class aside from like the Yavara and the Arvana, which aren't on the same scale. The Tyranids have their Bio Titans, but they're different again. Yeah. I do not expect them to do any canonical flip. If they flip a bunch of Traitor Marines back to Loyalist, they'll just get killed by the Imperium. They'd basically be like Renegades, like the Knights of Blood or the Soul Drinkers, or maybe the Relictors, I don't know. They'd be not welcomed by the Imperium even if they were fighting for it, because of their heritage. Some of them are that makes sense. That makes sense. And that's the only rationale I can use for them to even be at all loyalist, is for them to be renegades who are still loyal, because the Imperium will not have them. Most of them I think will be traitors, even if some of them are like that, but hey, fair enough. And now I've got the bloody hiccups. Great. So I was just holding my breath trying to get rid of these hiccups, because apparently that's the thing that works. I don't know if it is a thing that works, you can hold your breath to get through them, but it seems to have worked before. And hopefully it works now, and if it does, brilliant. I need to stop using my right hand for gesturing. I mean, I'm left-handed for a start. And I just like, it's because I'm facing the screens that my right hand is on my left as I look, and it's like, yeah, I need to remember to do this. Details. Details, 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 details. Is there anything else in Warhammer Community we can look at while we're here? Pre-orders for the Stormcast Vanguard and Charge Novel will start collecting. Black Library Celebration. What's in that? It's just Eisenhorn, I think. There's a new Lucas the Trickster novel, the Eisenhorn novel we know about. And Lucas is going back onto store shelves. Postcards, 100 pieces of cover art. And a couple of models are going to get reprinted. And the Black Library Celebration. Each purchase you make will get you a free gift of a paperback containing 6 short stories, 2 from each era. So 2 AOS, 2 40k, 2 Heresy. Okay, intriguing. Not really enough to discuss there, but it's there. I'm studying physics. I don't have peanut butter. For those who didn't see my Twitter on Wednesday, study's not been great. For the first time, actually ever, I've got resets. I've failed a couple of my modules this year, this semester, and part of it maybe is on me, but when your average mark drops 25% in a semester, can that just be me? I don't know. So, either through my fault, through the system's nonsense, or other factors beyond either mine or the world's control, I have resets. And I'm concerned that this year is going to really hurt my average, assuming I even pass it at all. I am concerned. I am. I'm not going to go on and on and on here. I'm saving that particular rant for when Erasmus and Grenoble ask for feedback on this year, because God blimey do I have a lot to say. But I'm not going to unload that on you. It's not what you need to hear. We just have resets and issues, so I've got all the content ready, so there's going to be no concerns about, oh, there's no content over the next couple of weeks because I've got exams and stuff, or whatever. I've actually got myself 3 lore videos ahead. Yeah, I'm 3 weeks of lore ahead, so we're completely covered. I just need to record a town called Malice for this week, for next week's episode, and then that's covered for 3 weeks, and I'll have a town called Malice again after. Yeah. What Necron box set? Thank you, but what Necron box set? Is this the thing that is this something that Nick was talking about? Or was it Valrak? I think it was Valrak was mentioning this. There's some sort of board game involving Necrons, is that it? Thanks guys. Like, I don't know like why it's happened. I wish it hadn't happened and I hope it doesn't happen again. I'm just concerned that the way this system treats its students is just... If you're an English student and you're considering coming out to France, I would advise you think long and hard about how much it's worth to you, especially in terms of your grades, because if you come out blind and your year is assessed, you will suffer for it. Or at least you will if you're a physicist, because their teaching standards, at least compared to my university, are just not there. Their support structure is just not there. So, yeah. Just something for you to consider. I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked into it at all, this box board game thingamajig. I've honestly not looked into it, I'm afraid. So, I haven't discussed it because I don't know what it is and I haven't looked. I probably should watch Valrak's video on the topic. I know he's mentioned it, but I haven't had a chance to look at it, and I probably should. Oh yeah. Could just always save from a Chaos God. That's exactly what Chegarak does. That is exactly what Chegarak does. He gambles for the souls of the Harlequins to save them from Slaanesh. That's basically how it goes. There are also salamanders on the back side. Oh, okay, fair enough. That's interesting. So they're using salamanders rather than ultramarines, which is what they usually do. Though if they want the Necrons to canonically win the box game, maybe they just don't want the ultramarines to lose, but that's being extremely, extremely cynical because the fall of Damnos happened. And then they actually went back and took Damnos, didn't they? Yeah, that would be a very cynical way of looking at it, but I suppose you could if you want to be a bit of a dick to the Ultramarines. Fancy game of AOS and reckoning, would love to play someone on YouTube. There is a lot of logistics that would have to go into that. A lot. Because I can't film while I'm at uni for the simple reason of Games Workshop pretty much won't let me. My Games Workshop in France will let me, but my Games Workshop in England is a much bigger store, and for like say legal security reasons with minors in the store, they don't let you film. As for when I'm actually at home in Yorkshire, well, I can film, but it is a long way to ask somebody to come, and also it would require a lot of planning because I'm not going to be in that neck of the woods for that long. I'm only going to be there for like 2 months, and then I'm going back to Manchester again. The Primarch's going to say, well. Chegarak gambles for the souls of the Harlequins before Slaanesh gets them. The Primarchs have been in the grip of the gods for millennia. Bear that in mind. I live up north, I live in Yorkshire. Yorkshire, you can't tell by my accent. Actually, to be fair, my accent is very, very, very subtle. It's not exactly a southern accent, which is very, very eloquent and well spoken and all of those things, and it certainly ain't a Midlands accent, because God, nobody wants a Midlands accent. But it's quite a subtle northern accent, I'll admit. But I am from the north. From the north, lad, and all that stuff. I like doing that, don't know why. Yeah, I'm probably only going to go for another like 10 more minutes, because I can't really do any work. Oh, I know what I can do. I can fix my Palador Prime, because he broke. So, I'll be right back. And we're back. What army do you play for 30k? Thousand Suns. I play Thousand Suns. In fact, my lock screen is my Magnus model. I suppose there are some areas of the south I can put probably in certain parts of London and like Essex and stuff where the accent is a bit less eloquent, but I haven't. Yeah, I have quite a very neutral accent. I'll admit that freely. I have a very neutral accent. Right. Now. Let's see how easy it is to reattach a Palador Prime to his base. I'm going to go with horrendous. Then again, me faffing around with this might keep the stream going a bit longer. Oh, Kairos must be a real nightmare to get right. I remember how I did this now. Well, I'm glad you like the paint job. I know not everybody likes 1,000 Suns, and certainly they are a mixed bag in terms of opinion polls. To be fair, I've got models where I'm not 100% keen on the paint scheme. To be honest, actually one of them is Neve Black Talon. I'm going to have Neve in a town called Malice this week, and I'll talk about it there. But Neve is one of those models where, for once, my Black Templar Custodes hybrid paint scheme doesn't quite work. Yeah, like I say, mixed emotions on the 1,000 Suns. I really like them, but not everybody does. just hope this sticks because I'm not gluing this guy again. To be fair, my Stormcast is actually pretty damn durable. Like, this is the only model that's broken across the entire collection at this point. And despite the fact that they've been transported, not in the most comfortable of circumstances, to and from my games, like, nothing's broken. Oh, actually no, I did snap the sword of my Lord Gilor off, but that was my own fault, and it was a very, very easy fix. Just like this is a very, very easy fix. Not a fan of getting Strength D'd off the board. Well, I'm not a huge understander of like how Thousand Suns behave in 30k. In 40k, yeah, I can see that being ridiculous, but Strength D is now a 30k thing. I think I get you. I do sympathise. And Magnus, particularly if he goes crazy with his psychic powers, can really actually do that. But yeah, sorry. To be fair, to get a lot of Strength D outside of Magnus though, you'd have to be taking a really, really, really scummy army. I would just like to say that that's life, because it sucks and I wouldn't like to play against it either. I honestly wouldn't. Like, that's the reason I don't play tournaments, because I can't just, that's life, the whole thing off. Yeah, the Arrowman books are really, really good. I've read them all, the John French novels. Exile, Sorcerer, Exodus, I think. Was it Exodus? Was it Exodus? No, it wasn't Exodus. Exile, Sorcerer... Or was it Exodus? I can't remember. Flip. I remember the book. I remember the book really well. Really, really good read and very intriguing. But yeah, I can't remember all of it. Real question, do I prefer Night Lords to Thousand Suns? Personally, I prefer Magnus to Kurz and the Thousand Suns to the Night Lords. However, I can see arguments both ways. Kurz used to be my favourite Primarch before I really learned about Magnus. So, you can take it either way. Please hold, please hold, please hold, please hold. Unchanged. Thank you. Unchanged. All the 7th that I saw were Strength D Skull Armies or Skyhammer Grab Marines. Basically every game was over turn 3. Apparently that's like 8th edition, where every game's over like turn 2 in the tournament scene. Oh, balls. Yeah, I hate Alpha Strikes. Alpha Strikes, genuinely one of my least favourite things. It's kind of sad. Like, because I played a sort of Alpha Strike army, but I played a very thematic Alpha Strike Farsight bomb. Like, I played the Farsight bomb, and it never worked. It never, ever, ever worked. But damn, was it fun. And thematic. But hey, whatever. Lorgar's your part. Fair enough, I'm not a huge fan of Lorgar. I sort of do sympathise a little bit with him now after his personal novel, but he's never going to be a Primarch that I'm going to say, yes, I like that guy. Well, a lot of people do not like Lorgar, and I completely understand why a lot of people do not like Lorgar, because until his novel, Lorgar was a lot of a dick, and he still is quite a lot of a dick. Yep, that's just past the out mark. Okay. To be honest, I think Witch Elves could actually go really quite hand in hand with this army. I'll be honest with you, actually. While I was at Games Workshop playing the game that I made into the battle report, there were Fire Slayers just up on the wall. There were Fire Slayers, Caradron Overlords, and stuff just up on the shelf. And I just kept looking at it and think, God, those models are good. Like, there are so many allies I can now take because I've got Stormcast, and it's like, I kind of want to try a bunch of them, but Fire Slayers are horribly expensive, and I can't paint flesh. So I'm going to have to learn how to paint flesh for my Witch Elves, because otherwise they're going to look utterly awful, yeah. I don't understand why I put it with Core when there was the nice slate. Well, Core Ferrum was his adoptive dad. Least favourite named character model? Oof. I don't like Orican the Diviner's model much. That's the first one that springs to mind, is Orican the Diviner. Yuri and Rikarth, but then he's supposed to be super creepy, so fine. Beyond that, not sure. No, I thought Lord Garb had pretty much won his civil war over the God Emperor by the time the Emperor arrived. That was it, yeah, he did win, but then it all went to hell in a handbasket. Right, I think that's fixed. I think that's fixed. Not the characters, just the models. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, Yuri and Rikarth, I'm not a huge fan of the model, but it's designed to look like that, so fine. Yeah, Wanderers with melee power, yeah, I can see that. Because it used to be you'd have to use Sylvaneth, probably, to give you some combat punch with Wanderers, but the Wanderers and Sylvaneth don't actually get on that much, so yeah. The opinion on the new Eisenhorn model is it's a decent model. It'd be interesting to see what other Black Library models get something going forward, because it'd be nice to see more models like for Caiaphas Khaine, Gaunt's Ghost getting a redo and stuff, yeah. Lord Hair, brushing an Alpha Legion Praetor, not going to blow my trumpet, it looked good, nice decals, wasn't paying attention, ow! Yeah, ow, 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 ow. I think probably I can't top that, but I remember we had, I think it was Ben's old Metal Demon Prince, and it never stuck. This Metal Demon Prince never, ever, ever, ever stuck. And then he got it to stick, and he put it on the table, and it just, the table got bumped ever so slightly by someone who's being a little bit careless, and splat. Rip Demon Prince. However, the word core discovers him and beats him at the same time. It was really nice chat. Just confused my logo, I was so manipulated. Stockholm Syndrome? Adoptive parent issues? Don't know, hard to know. Favourite the Harbingers? Model wise, probably the Shaman. Probably the Fungoid Cave Shaman. Go away, notifications. Yeah, probably model-wise, it's probably the Goblin one, the Destruction Shaman. Really, really, really like that model. The Lord Ordinate is decent, the Dark Oath Walker is decent, and the Knight of Shrouds is decent, but that model is just better. It's just better. What? Okay, fine. Touch ID being dodgy with me there. Yeah, I think Morathi actually might go down as one of the most converted models ever. Like Thorgrim, vampires, giant snake, other things, anything Slaneshi or Lairish. Like, there's so much conversion potential for her. Anyway, we'll go for about 10 more minutes and that'll be an hour and 15 minutes of stream. I know it's not been the most entertaining, particularly after the first section, but yeah. Do you still play rugby? I played last semester and then I ended up needing stitches because my lip got buzzed open in a ruck. So, and then I never went back because it was supposed to be you play by semester. I didn't get to play any matches because of timings and stuff. But yeah, there is a lot of latency. I'm aware of that. There is a heck of a lot of latency. I apologise for that. But yeah, basically I did play just in training as well to stay sharp. Then I ended up in hospital needing stitches. Then I didn't go back for the rest of the semester because I had exams. And then for next semester I just never bothered renewing. And so that's it. I'll be playing when I go back to Manchester, almost certainly, because I've got a lot of friends on that team. Even those people who have left, there's still 2 years of people who will know me. So yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. Dark Elves, yeah, that's Wanderers. Wanderers were definitely one of the shootiest elven factions. I could see that being the case. Good, the trade's working again. Blimey heck. Well, at least that's fixed. Yeah, basically, I don't know why I'm apologizing, but yeah, I basically set it so that there's the minimum amount of latency. There's 3 settings you can have for a stream. You can have it with high latency but low lag, or you can have it high interaction but there is more risk of lag. And because my technology lags so often, I've set it to have higher latency just so it doesn't buffer like crazy, which does mean that there's a bit of slow time with the chat. Slanesh or Nurgle? Probably Nurgle for me. I don't like Slanesh at all. I do not like Slanesh at all. Another new model Morathi, the Shadow Queen, showed a Warhammer TV video. Yes, we actually had a segment discussing the Daughters of Khaine and that article. We discussed the article and the model earlier in the stream, so we did it about an hour ago, so you can go back or do that, or wait for the VOD to come out, or just, you know, use the unlisted link that this thing has, and just have a look at the early section of the stream where we discussed the model in particular, if you so wish to do so. Because you haven't really missed much, it's just been random discussion about things and stuff. And then me fixing a Palador and trying to paint but can't paint because my lighting's terrible because my light's broken. Yay. Whatever. But yes, the new Morathi model is fantastic. It really, really is fantastic. Spellcasting Cavalry. Oh, what's the name of that Wanderer Spellcasting Cavalry? I can actually see them. They're the Stag Riders, aren't they? They're the Stag Riders, I think. Gotta go. Fair play. Well, I'm going to be going in like 5 minutes, so see ya. Yeah, that'll take us to 10 o'clock actually, which is convenient. And that's my normal sort of end time for streams if I started late. What do you think of the Squad Bounty Hunter release trailer? I've not seen the release trailer, I've only like seen the model and the artwork and stuff, which is cool, but I've not actually seen the trailer, so I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I've only seen the artwork and the image from the Horus Heresy Week Necromunda Weekender. That's all I can tell you. I haven't seen the trailer. Okay, I think that you, Mr. Palador Prime, are, well, you're as glued as you're going to be. As glued as you're going to be. Let's get you back on the shelf. I haven't realised myself on the space to do this, have I? Boop. There we go. Voila. Sunhouse. Least favourite Xenos. Oof. Probably the Drakari. Because, I mean, I play Tau. Yeah, I play Tau. Harlequins are interesting. Yanari are interesting. Normal Eldari are fine. Necrons are intriguing. Tyranids I just have accepted and quite like the idea of. Genes of the Cult, very cool. Drukhari creep me out. Particularly the Homunculus Covenants. Trust me, researching that video was creepy as flick. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be yawning. It's only 10 o'clock at night. It's not even late. It's not tired, I'm not late. And all that nonsense. We'll probably get an early night though. And then revise and stuff tomorrow. No need to apologise or say anything about your questions. They're fairly legitimate questions. If you don't know, you don't know. And I'm always glad to answer them and help enrich your understanding of both the 40k universe and the mortal realms. So it's all good. Have a good evening. Although to be fair, unless you're in the UK, you're probably going to be heading to bed soon. If you are in the UK, you might be heading to bed soon. Some people do get early nights. I'm not one of those people. Oh my days. My days. Ba ba da ba 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 da da ba da ba ba da ba da ba da do ba ba da ba 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 da ba ba da ba 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 da da. Why am I singing that song? I have got no idea why I'm singing that song. That just came completely to my head out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. God, you can tell I'm tired. I'm just saying stupid stuff at this point. I'm saying really stupid stuff. I need to stop. I need to stop. Stop me. Do you play an instrument? Yes, I play the trombone. I used to play the cornet, which is the smaller version of the trumpet, but I play the trombone. And sometimes you can hear me like humming the old solos I used to play. One of which is the theme music for an old like TV show. Oh, how did it go? Something like that. It's been years since I played that solo, but I remember because was it that one? Yeah, I trolled the conductor because there was a segment where the whole band stopped and I had the pickup and I was supposed to be bow up and just like glissando up, but we sort of had a unwritten agreement with the MD that just go and just troll him, and then finally I'd go whoop, whoop, and I give him a clear cue. I'm going now, and we go and we'd finish off the piece. I officially done up to grade 5, but I failed my grade 5 theory exam by 1 mark, and so I technically don't have my grade 5. I can probably play to about grade 6 standard if I really did actually get back into it and rehearse and stuff. But it's officially grade 5-ish. You can play that song in band. It's a trombone solo. It's called The Acrobat. At least that's the title it was under for me. It was The Acrobat, a trombone solo, or trombone feature. It wasn't necessarily a solo. But yeah, it is I've been alright. I've been dealing with the French and their nonsense, but it's been fine. The Night Lords went to Terra. How long would it take for the Imperium to catch them? That depends on how blatant their landing was and whether they made it at all. They'd get shot to bits. Anyway, ladies, gentlemen, and Xenos of all ages, I'm going to call that a stream. I know it's not been as long as usual, and I know it's obviously not the same thing as we used to because I can't paint because my lighting's broken, and all that jazz. But I hope you've enjoyed it nonetheless. It's been a good talking to you and having a catch up and discussing all of the weird and wonderful things about our hobby. So, yeah, Well, the live stream value content is great. It's started to play it some more. Well, we'll see. We'll see what goes on in terms of timing. I can't promise a battle report, a game maybe one time. It depends if you're up Manchester way at some point. Battle report, different thing entirely. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to call it a stream. So, thank you very much for coming out. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. It's been good to just relax for an hour or so and just unload a bit because it's been good to do that. Anyway, thank you all for watching, guys. It's been good as always. Thank you very much. This has been Tactica Imperialis, and hopefully I'll see you on Tuesday with a proper light fixed live stream. And if not, well, you've got a battle report on Monday, you've got the podcast on Wednesday, and then we've got the finale of Regiments of Renown on Saturday. So I hope you join me for all of that. Thank you all for watching, and good night.